Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time once again. Next week, we are getting season 2, which means today we got the entire roadmap for season 2. Everything that is coming within season 2, we have laid out for us today, and that is exactly what we're going to be going over. There is a ton of content here with Warzone, with zombies, with Modern Warfare 3, and we are going to be going over all of it in this video. And some of it is like brand new things that we didn't expect to be coming. So you'll see what I mean by that once we dive in. So without further ado, let's hop in and look at what is coming, or everything that is coming within season 2. All right, so here it is. This is the roadmap, and you can kind of see some of the bigger things throughout this. First off, we have Fortune's Keep, as well as the maps within multiplayer. There's also various different events in multiplayer. We have the Walking Dead event, we have the Dune Part 2 event, as well as zombies called Horde Hunt. But instead of just going through the entire roadmap here, it lists it out and explains everything that is coming. So that is what we are going to do instead. But it starts out here with a brief overview, the trailer that we looked at yesterday, and once again, that roadmap. But let's dive into Modern Warfare 3. If you're looking for just Warzone, just zombies, or anything like that, I will have timestamps on this video to keep you guys informed as to where to look. So it goes over everything here, but then it breaks it down in more detail. So as far as multiplayer maps, we have 4 new core 6v6 maps. Also really sweet shot of Ghost there. After this, though, we have our first map, which is called Departures. This one is a 6v6 map, and it is a mid-size. You can see the layout over here. To me, this map looks a ton like Express from Black Ops 2, but throughout this, there is no reference to that whatsoever. But what this is essentially another terminal. It takes place at Zakhaev International Airport, and it's not terminal. It's a brand new terminal, if you will. So kind of interesting aesthetic to that one. Then we have Stash House. This is a very small sized map. In fact, this looks like one of the smallest maps we have ever seen. Look at this. It looks smaller than Nuketown. I am very excited to see how this one plays. It looks very cool. And yeah, probably going to be a new fan favorite. After this, we have Vista. This is a medium-sized map. However, it does look smaller than the Departure map that we saw up there. And this one is on a Brazilian mountaintop. Looks pretty cool. The aesthetics are absolutely amazing. And then we have DOS House. But this DOS House is not normal DOS House. This DOS House is on top of a giant skyscraper. So think high rise meets DOS House. And of course, this is a small map too. And remember how we were talking about the Stash House map? Look how big this map is compared to that one. That might be even smaller than Shipment. It's going to be a wild map. Now also, there are 2 new map variants. So the first one we have is called Airborne, and essentially this is a post-apocalyptic version of Terminal. This looks absolutely amazing, and I'm very curious to get some game time in on that. And then we have Skid Row. This one's kind of like the overgrown version of Skid Row. Honestly, it doesn't look that much different. It essentially looks like Skid Row, but Skid Row meets The Last of Us is essentially the easiest way to look at it. I guess it's supposed to be The Walking Dead, but you know what I'm saying. Then we have our new war map. So this one is called Operation Tin Man. And if you look at this one, it is once again on top of that tower that we just saw Dokkaebi get put into within Urzikstan. And as far as this one goes, I don't know how the progression of this one is going to work, but all in all, it looks pretty cool. As far as game modes go, we have 5 new game modes, starting off with Team Gun Game. So that's gun game, but you play on a team, pretty straightforward. Then we have Snipers Only. This is obviously a game mode with only snipers. Then we have Horde Point, which if you didn't know, this is Hard Point, but with zombies on the map. They introduced this in Call of Duty World War II, and it is back once again. This should be an interesting one. After this, we have Juggermosh, which is, I guess, Kill Confirmed, Domination, and Hardpoint, but every single character is a Juggernaut. That one's coming at mid-season. And then finally, we have Bounty. And this is the one where your team has like a high-value target that you have to protect. I believe we've seen a game mode like this before, but that one is also coming at mid-season as well. Also at mid-season, we are getting a Vortex Decay Realm limited time event, and this is when we are going to see those changed maps within multiplayer. Also, more information with ranked. They are updating ranked, having camos, things like that. I'm not going to go too far in depth as that. So then after this, we have the Ninja Vest, and this one is strange. So the description of it is silent melee and throwing weapon specialist. This one has the 3 equipment slots, so tactical, lethal, and field upgrades, as well as 3 gear slots, gloves, boots, and gear. So that's completely normal. However, what it does is eliminate your footstep sounds, immune to movement reduction effects, bonus shuriken and throwing knife ammo, and you resupply shuriken and throwing knife every 25 seconds. So this is a very powerful vest, and I'm interested to see how that one's going to play out and how it's going to fit into the meta. Now, that is multiplayer. Moving into zombies. Now, as far as what we know about this one, there isn't too much information. However, Act 4 is going to continue. However, this is coming at mid-season, so this is not going to be there at launch. Also, enter the second rift. So there is another rift coming, which is there's going to be a new way of getting into it, of course. Again, coming mid-season. So really not anything there at the launch of Season 2. On top of this, we are getting a VR11 Wonder Weapon schematic. So that's the weapon that's already in the game, and there's going to be a schematic that goes for it. There's also going to be mags of holding, as well as the blood burner key. So these don't seem as powerful as the one from Season 1, but what the mags of holding does is you don't have to reload your weapon, and the blood burner key gives you access to the blood burner vehicle, and of course that'll have a cooldown associated with it as well. Also, a new warlord coming up mid-season. This one's called Kyrie's. I think that's right. And he is going to be in Orlov military base. Again, mid-season. All of this is mid-season. So in other words, nothing for zombies at the launch of Season 2. Then we get into Warzone. This is going to be a big section because we have a new map. We have the Fortune's Keep map. So this is going to be there right at launch, the beginning of Season 2. And basically there's a new aesthetic. I shouldn't say aesthetic. It's an updated version of Fortune's Keep. First of all, really cool picture there. I really like that one. But also, this is the Fortune's Keep map. So the couple new things that you can see here are, first of all, the Coney outpost. So Coney is going to be on this map, and of course it's going to play into the story somehow. Then we have our various different locations. So we have the rear docks and caves. Also on top of this, we have the terraces. This location looks really, really cool. We have the graveyard. This area I'm well acquainted with. On top of this, we have lower. So this is kind of along the water side of town. We have upper, which is the actual town in and of itself. We have overlook, which I guess is the outside of that little area. We have the Coney outpost. This is what I just talked about. So this is something brand new within this one. It's a very small area, but an area nonetheless. Then we have pier. It is simply a pier. Then we have a lighthouse. It is the lighthouse, and you can kind of see the crevasse going through here. And also another new interesting thing about this one is you can swim now. So that's going to be updated. And in fact, if you watch the trailer, there appears to be a way where you can lower and raise the water in certain locations. And one of those appears to be the winery, which kind of is all cracked up compared to when we saw it last. Then we have the gatehouse. Again, giant crack going through the middle of it. Then we have Ground Zero. They state that this is done by the Coney group. So I guess they bombed Fortune's Keep and this created this Ground Zero or crater kind of in the middle of the map. And the TAC Atlas map is now live for this map as well. So if you want to get more in-depth features, that's what's going on there. Now, there are new gameplay features, and one of them is Zombies Nest and Eradication Contract. So it's a new contract as well as a Zombies Nest. They say operators should be aware that recent seismic events may be linked to an increase of undead activity across the island. Therefore, a new and temporary eradication contract has been issued to all available operators. Investigate any corpses you find following the contract to a zombies nest. So that'll be the same as the zombies nest that you see within zombies. So then you destroy the cyst and eliminate the zombie's high value target. But keep in mind, this isn't zombies. This is in Warzone. Resurgence specifically. Another public event that we have is called a rogue signal. So the example that they give for this one is you will receive an objective. So in other words, deal the most damage to players within a given amount of time. You then have 90 seconds to do so. When you do, if you complete it, the reward cache remains locked for the next 30 seconds. Whichever team opens the cache first receives the reward. Rewards are randomized and don't remain with you after the match. And for Season 2, they can include Redacted, a wonder weapon from Modern Warfare Zombies, and Redacted. So two things that we don't know, but the other one that we do know, we saw it within the trailer, that is the ray gun. So very powerful. Almost reminds me of Blackout way back in the day because this ray gun was in there. Also, there is going to be zombies power-ups on the map as well. So they include double points, full armor, max ammo, fire sale, looting spree, Zarkor, which is increased movement speed, and undead sight, which operators or AI enemies within the range of your vision are highlighted. So very powerful things, but they only last for the very maximum. The fire sale is 90 seconds. Another new thing is there is an extendable bridge. So a bridge you can retract and make longer. They also say fortune favors the bold, and essentially what they are talking about here is there is going to be loot on the map that is you can find in certain areas, and I'm assuming this is like the ray gun and things like that as well. There's also a new tracker, squad wipe streaks. So essentially how this works is there's going to be a thing in the top right of your screen. When you wipe a team, it'll start a 90-second timer, which gives you 90 seconds to eliminate your next team. If you do so, your streak continues. And basically, if you do have the highest squad elimination streak, you can earn calling cards and emblems. So that's what that is for. Then they talk about mid-season, so they're adding some new things to this map mid-season as well. First of all, a research vessel, which is essentially a mobile point of interest. It's going to be a boat essentially on the water. The bunker buster, which is a kill streak. You use binoculars to designate a target structure. This lethal kill streak launches a missile that vertically decimates a building through multiple floors. So it won't destroy the building from everything that I understand, but anyone in that building is going to die. And we talked about this one yesterday, the portable decontamination station. We've seen this before in Warzone, so we know how that one works. The other thing that is coming at launch is Warzone Ranked Resurgence. So from everything that I understand, Ranked in Warzone is just going to be in Resurgence. What you need to know is it's on Fortune's Keep. It is trios. It is Resurgence. There are fire sales and restock events. There are vehicle restrictions. There's no turreted vehicles. That is pretty much it. So then we can see the skill divisions. It works exactly the same as multiplayer ranked, which is good. I think it's good to have the continuity. But how does it actually work? So when you finish in the following places, this is the amount of SR that you will get, but you also get SR for kills and assists. It's based off of time remaining. There's 9+ minutes remaining. I believe that's how that works. Kills and assists equal 5 points. And if you're playing on a team, if you don't assist a kill, you get 2 points. 8 minutes, 7 and 3 points, and 3 minutes, 15 and 7 points. So it's most advantageous to get your most amount of kills in the last 3 minutes of the game. Now, there's also challenges to go with the season as well. As you can see, reach top 8 squad, reach top 3 squad, 10 kills or assists, things along these lines. You're just going to be able to complete challenges for them. Essentially, it's going to work very similar to last time we saw Warzone ranked, but this time in Resurgence. As you can see, here are your rewards here based off of the placement that you finish at the end of a season. And that is pretty much that for Warzone. Now we get into our overall. So our events, our weapons, our things along those lines. So starting out with our weapons, the Battle Pass weapons that we have here is first off the BP-50. This is in Sector B7. It is an assault rifle. Basically, this one has a very, very good rate of fire. That's what we know for now. Then we have the Ram 9, not the Ram 7. This one is an SMG. It's a 9mm SMG. Very curious to see how that one handles as well. Then we have a battle rifle, the SOA Subverter. This one has an excellent fire rate and accuracy with manageable recoil and best in class sprint to fire and movement speeds. This one will be interesting to see how it performs within Warzone because those ones are pretty good normally. Then we have the Soul Renderer. This one is in season, so it's redacted. So I'm assuming it's coming with some sort of event. And as far as this one goes, it's a sword. Then we have our attachments. So this is an underbarreled chainsaw. No, you didn't hear me wrong. Unfortunately, like I predicted, it's not coming with Gears of War items, but it is an underbarrel chainsaw nonetheless. So these are the aftermarket parts that we are getting throughout the season. The first one is for the Holger 26. This one is going to increase the fire rate, but you can overheat the weapon. We have the longbow. This one is a weapon conversion that is actually going to make it hit harder and be subsonic. Very, very good for Warzone, if that makes any sense. Then we have for the Holger 5.56, we have the backsaw. This one is a stock completely removed that is going to make it way, way more agile. Then we have the Ripper. This one is a chainsaw. Then we have the mag lift kit. This one's for the Haymaker. This one gives you an extra large round drum magazine. Then we have an optic attachment, and this one is a glassless optic attachment. So it's a very clear optic. This one could be pretty good. Now, look at this. This is what Black Cell is looking like for the Battle Pass. This is looking insane compared to what we've seen with Black Cell before. Of course, we have Ghost front and center. That is Price. That is Soap. I'm not sure who the two people on the edges are, but they look pretty awesome. This is our first look at our Battle Pass here, and as rumors have kind of confirmed, it's kind of revolving around Task Force 141. We can see several different versions of Ghost throughout it. with 2 of them being available upon completing the entire thing. Also, the instant rewards, that when you get your battle pass, that is Rick Grimes right there. So also, how cool does this look? We have Rick Grimes walking down the street here. Speaking of which, our operators here are Rick Grimes, Laswell, and John Doe. John Doe's an interesting one. So Rick Grimes, of course, we have him here. We know who he is. We know he's from The Walking Dead. He's going to be accompanied by Michonne later on. We also have Kate Laswell. We know who she is, the kind of leader of Task Force 141. And then we have John Doe. John Doe looks like a skeleton. And I don't really know what to think of that one. We might have to dive a little deeper into that one. But he's a Black Cell operator and his information has been redacted. So maybe we'll have to have a future video going over the details of John Doe. We also have our new in-store offerings. So this is our Tracer Pack Walking Dead. This is for Michonne. We have several other things throughout here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but just know there's a lot of bundles. Now, new challenges, events, and seasonal progression. So your weekly challenges, this is the camo that we are going to be getting. Of course, the Rotten Inferno definitely has to do with the Walking Dead event. The rest of the Season 2 events that we have Horde Hunt. So this is kind of having to do with zombies. Then we have Year of the Dragon. So that's the Chinese New Year. Then we have the Cryptid Boot Camp. The Walking Dead, this one is not coming until February 28th, which makes sense because that's the launch of the new Walking Dead show. And then we have the Season 2 Reloaded events, which are coming later on. We also have our Prestige challenges coming for Season 2, as well as our new levels. So if you're already at 250, you can now work your way up to 450. They also say that Warzone Mobile is coming, and we will dive more into that one when we get more information on it. So that is Season 2. I think some people are going to be very disappointed that there's no zombies at launch. Yes, that does really suck, but Season 2 Reloaded seemingly going very big on zombies. They're very much so focused on Fortune's Keep as well as ranked resurgence. So I have a feeling we're going to see a lot go into that. But everything's looking pretty decent. Again, a very big season like we saw in Season 1, but this is what we know for now. So let me know what you think down in the comments of Season 2. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on, all of that jazz. And until next time, peace.
We are reaching for the stars, but we'll